Hi. So today what we're going to talk about is the cosine law. Okay, so it's the other law for solving non-right angle triangles. Okay, so not a right angle. And in this case, again, we have one for sides and one for angles. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is decide, are we solving for a side or for an angle? And then, because it looks a little bit different for each side, what we have to do is decide which side we're solving for. So A, B, or C, and which angle, A, B, or C. Okay? Now you'll be given all of these formulas, so you don't have to memorize them, but we do have to know how to use them. Alright? So let's see what the question is. So the question says solve for side B. Okay? I know it's side B because it's a little b. And little b will be opposite of angle B, so that's B. Little a will be opposite of A. Little c will be opposite of C. Okay? And now I'm trying to solve for little b. So let's look back at our list of formulas. Okay? And little b is right here. Okay? So that means I want to use this formula. Okay? So let's copy that formula out. Okay? So the formula we're going to use is b squared is equal to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cos b. Okay? So that's a formula you'll be given. You'll just have to choose the right one. And now we can fill in the letters that we know. So b squared is a squared, so 13 squared, plus c squared, so 15 squared, minus 2ac. And then cos b. Okay? Now, the nice thing is, we can just plug all this into our calculator all at once. Okay, so we plug in 13 squared plus 15 squared minus 2 times 13 times 15 times cos 32, and we get the answer 63.26. Okay, now b squared is 63.26. So how do we get rid of that square? We square root it. So that means b is going to be the square root of 63.26. Put that into your calculator, and we get the answer 7.95. And since these two are in centimeters, our answer is in centimeters. Okay? So that means that this is 7.95 centimeters. Done. Alright? So that's how we use the cosine law for sides. Now, here I have a question. We don't have a diagram, but we can make one. Alright? So I have side A, B, and C. Okay? So I can just draw any triangle. Right? Doesn't really matter what it looks like. I'll call them angles A, B, and C, and then I know that the opposites are little a, little b, and little c. Okay? So A is 22 centimeters, so I'll fill that in. B is 25 centimeters, and C is 18 centimeters. Okay? So I've filled in that information. Now I have a diagram. Now we got to think, I'm trying to calculate the size of angle C. Okay, so I'm trying to find that angle right there. Okay, so we have to go back to our list of formulas and decide which one we need to use. Well, angle C is right there. Okay, so I want to use the formula with angle C. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite that formula. So I'm going to rewrite cos C is equal to a squared plus b squared minus c squared over 2ab. Okay, so that's the formula I'm going to use. Now, let's plug everything in. So a squared is 22 squared, b squared is 25 squared, c squared is 18 squared. So a squared plus b squared minus c squared over 2a b. So this is all from the formula that we found. All right. So now, again, the nice thing is we can plug the top into our calculator. We get 785. Okay. We plug the bottom into our calculator, and we get 1,100. Okay. Plug all this into a calculator, and we get 0.71. Okay. Now, I want you guys to remember, when we don't know an angle, we're going to have to use inverse, right? So that means that we have cos C is equal to 0.71. right? So that means that to find C, we'll have to do cos inverse 0.71 is equal to C. So now we can put that into our calculator and we get 44.77 degrees. Okay, so that means we found out that angle C is 44.77 degrees. All right, so that's how we use the formula for angles. So the main thing is figure out which formula to use, figure out the letter that you're trying to find out, write down the right formula, and then fill everything in. Okay, that's it.